Well, let's talk about digital sales. You noted yesterday on the call you're hanging on to those digital customers. You're also seeing digital sales right above their COVID peak. That was notable to me because, as we mentioned, your dining rooms are also reopening and customers are coming back through that channel. As CEO, what is the preferred mix here between digital sales and in-person sales moving ahead?
Yeah, look, what we want to do is we want to provide access both ways. And obviously the digital transaction where you order ahead and pick up, whether it's in the Chipotle lane or in our restaurant, is our most profitable transaction. But look, we have a great economic model, whether it's an in-dining room experience or a digital experience. So we're really indifferent. What we want to commit ourselves to is great food, great experience that's customized and fast. So I love our situation. We've got the capacity coming out of our kitchen to service, both of these occasions for Chipotle. And you're seeing the power of it in our results.
I know the quesadilla is something that you've said over the years a lot of people had been kind of clamoring for and asking for. Launching it has been a big success. You had a record amount of new customers in March coming to the brand, trying that out. Are you retaining them? And how does this process kind of inform new menu additions moving ahead?
Yeah, we are really excited about the launch of quesadilla. We're a couple weeks in. As you mentioned, we saw our highest level of new users to the Chipotle business. And the quesadilla has really delivered on all expectations. It's giving a great customer experience, the #1 requested product. Our teams are doing an outstanding job on the digital side of it. And our operators are saying, hey, look, it makes the quesadilla operation a lot easier than it was before when people used to order off menu. And those folks that are ordering the quesadillas, we're seeing them come back. So, it's early days, but I'm feeling really confident about this new entree in the Chipotle mix.
Brian, it's Kelly here. Thank you again for joining us. And, viewers are anticipating and waiting with bated breath for you to talk about the labor market. Can you talk about what's going on with wages, with finding workers, and just give us as much sense as you can of what challenges you're facing out there right now?
Yeah, so I'll speak to what we're seeing. And what we're seeing is, our business, and I think businesses in general, we're going to come to find out, really started to ramp up in March as, the vaccine rates went up and have COVID cases started to decline. And then you layered in the stimulus check. So the consumer, I think, was ready to get out and have these social experiences. So we've seen our business really accelerate. Now we are trying to play catch up a little bit with our hiring to match the acceleration in the business. And it's a very competitive market. And what we're seeing is when we bring forward Chipotle's purpose around cultivating a better world and food with integrity, paired up with all the great benefits, wages, and growth opportunities, we get really good applicants to come into our business. And then what we focus on is how do we keep them in the business. So it's more of a challenge of making sure people know, hey, we are hiring in a meaningful way. Once we get that word out, we see really good applicant flow. And then our biggest challenge is keeping them in the business beyond those first 30, 60, 90 days.
Brian, last question here, just on technology. Technology's become synonymous with Chipotle. You guys are doing it really well. The company just revealed its investment in Nuro, the robotic delivery company. You talked a bit about tech investments on the call yesterday. How are you evaluating opportunities for investing both internally and externally in the technology space to continue to differentiate?
Yeah, well, I think you hit the nail on the head there, Kate. We're always looking for technology that gives a better employee experience or a better customer experience. So we start with that lens. And then obviously we want to hold the technology to a standard that either is improving efficiency or somehow or another makes us better at what we're trying to execute. So you've seen this with our digital make line business. We're doing some things on forecasting, supply chain management, and we're seeing technology really play a role from the very first day we sign up a new employee to train them, get them developed, all the way to how do we give more consumers more access to Chipotle at a great value. So we're very excited about the Nuro investment, but I still believe there's so much growth opportunity in our business, and we're going to use technology to enable that growth.
Brian, real quickly, I just want to ask this as a follow-up because you said something that's really interesting. You're not having trouble finding workers to start. You're having trouble keeping them past 30 and 60 days. And we've heard anecdotally about other hospitality jobs where they're giving people $1,000 bonuses if they stay on past 90 days. Why is it that it's so hard to get people to stick around?
Yeah, well, what we're seeing is definitely a little bit more of this dynamic where people are just job switching more aggressively. And I think it is these one-time incentives that are popping up. So what we are focused on is trying to get people to understand, hey, look, there are rewards here in the short term, but there are also rewards by staying with our company. Our company, you can come in as a crew member and find yourself running, a multi-million-dollar restaurant making, $60,000, $80,000 in a matter of 2 years.
Yep.
But you got to get through those first 90 days. And so it's become much more competitive in the first 30, 60, 90 days to retain and develop your people.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.